You think money is about math. You believe it's about hustle. You've been told it's about timing. But I am here to tell you, you're wrong. It is about alignment. It is about vibration. It is about the silent force that surrounds you. And that force is what I call your aura. You do not attract what you chase. You attract what you are. Your aura is your broadcast signal. It is the frequency you emit unconsciously, consistently, and unapologetically. Before you speak, it speaks for you. Before you enter a room, it arrives ahead of you. Before you pitch an idea, or launch a product, or ask for a raise, your aura has already negotiated the terms. So if you are poor on the inside, if you carry doubt in your bones, if your self-talk drips with scarcity, then I don't care how big your dreams are, you will sabotage your success at every turn. This is the law of resonance, and it is non-negotiable. You see, every thought you think emits a signal. Every emotion you hold becomes a pattern. Every belief you adopt becomes a magnetic current, either pulling prosperity toward you or repelling it from your field. You are either a magnet or a repellent. And here's where people fail. They try to fake confidence. They paste on smiles. They rehearse affirmations they don't believe. They act as if but vibrate fear underneath it all. And the universe reads the real signal, not your words, not your dreams, your energy. So let me ask you a question. What are you broadcasting? Because your aura cannot lie, it reflects your truth. If you are constantly anxious about money, the message you send island, I live in lack. If you envy others' success, the message island, there is not enough for me. If you undercharge, apologize for your price, feel guilt for winning, the message island, I do not believe in my own worth. That signal becomes your ceiling, and no strategy will save you until your signal is rewired. Now, let's be clear. Your aura is not some mystical idea. It is a reflection of your emotional habits. It is built through repetition. It is shaped by focus. It is strengthened through mental discipline. You are training your aura every time you think a thought, every time you hold a belief, every time you speak words out loud. Every single one of these becomes part of the field around you. And that field, your aura, is what money listens to. So if you want to attract wealth, stop trying to impress the world. Impress your subconscious. Train your nervous system to feel safe with abundance. Because if your body resists it, you will unconsciously block every breakthrough. Let me tell you something that will sound radical, but is absolutely true. Wealth doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your imagination. Can you hold the feeling of overflow without seeing the evidence? Can you walk like someone who is already free, even if the world hasn't caught up yet? Most people can't, because they are addicted to external validation. They need proof before they believe. But the wealthy, those who stay wealthy, believe first. They rehearse success in the mind's theater until it becomes inevitable. They build the future internally before a dime shows up externally. That is the secret of energy mastery. And that is how you train your aura to attract wealth. So how do you begin? Step 1. You must reclaim authorship of your identity. You must erase the story that was written for you by broke parents, insecure teachers, cautious friends, and a society that glorifies struggle. You were not born poor. You were trained to think poor. You were conditioned to fear wealth, to associate it with guilt, greed, or corruption. And if you hold these beliefs, no matter how small, you are repelling the very thing you say you want. Money has no loyalty. It flows to those who are most energetically open to it. If your aura is filled with shame, it will run. If your aura is coated in expectation and abundance, it will chase you. So I ask you again, what are you broadcasting? You cannot afford to walk through this world unconsciously. Every sigh, every complaint, every moment of self-pity is training your aura to normalize lack. But every act of gratitude, every minute spent visualizing your financial destiny, every ounce of courage to say, I deserve more, that is how you rewire the frequency. There are no shortcuts, there are no exceptions. This is work, but it is sacred work. Now here's something most people miss. You must not just think rich, you must feel rich. Wealth is not just a number in a bank account. It is an emotional signature. It feels like security. It feels like freedom. It feels like expansion. And unless your body learns to feel those emotions now, you will unconsciously sabotage your wealth when it finally arrives. This is why so many lottery winners go broke. Their vibration didn't match the money. Their aura was still one of fear, confusion, and limitation. And so the money had to leave, because energy seeks alignment. So ask yourself, how can I practice the feeling of wealth today? Even if your account says zero, can you walk with your head high? Can you speak your truth boldly? Can you act like someone who knows their worth without apology? That is wealth training. That is aura training. Let's go deeper now. You must eliminate the people, the habits, and the environments that drain your signal. You can't train a magnetic aura while dining with complainers. You can't build confidence while listening to gossip. You can't think like a millionaire while scrolling through poverty mindset content. What you consume becomes what you emit. So guard your field. Read wealth. Speak wealth. Feel wealth. Surround yourself with those who challenge you to grow, not those who anchor you in fear. Let me tell you the truth no one wants to hear. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and the wealth you desire is the old version of you that refuses to let go, the version that plays small, the version that doubts, the version that wants to be liked more than it wants to be free. That version has a weak signal. That version begs. That version repels opportunity because it cannot handle responsibility. You must shed that version. Not someday, not when it's convenient, but now. The moment you stop apologizing for your power, the moment you stop minimizing your potential, the moment you decide to no longer entertain lack, gossip, or emotional chaos, that is the moment your aura becomes undeniable. You walk into a room and people feel it. You speak and people listen. You ask and doors open. Not because you're lucky, but because you've trained your field. Your aura is not fixed. It is flexible. It is shaped by every thought, word, and action. You are always training it, consciously or unconsciously. So train it with intent. Declare every day, I am wealth in motion. I am aligned with abundance. I do not chase, I attract. I release guilt and embrace expansion. Say these not to impress the world, but to reprogram yourself. And finally, trust this. The more you embody wealth, the less you will need to prove anything. You will not need to shout your success. You will not need to flaunt your value. Your aura will speak for you. Train it, strengthen it, respect it, and wealth will respond. You must understand, wealth is not earned by effort alone. If it were, the hardest workers would be the richest. But they are not. And that contradiction should wake you up. It is not sweat alone that unlocks prosperity. It is alignment. You could grind endlessly, run yourself into exhaustion, build businesses, climb corporate ladders, study strategies, but if the signal you're emitting is one of internal poverty, you will sabotage every gain. You will attract betrayal, delays, miscommunication, missed chances. Why? Because your aura doesn't lie. And you may say, but Napoleon, I'm thinking positive thoughts. I'm visualizing success. I'm repeating affirmations. Then I ask you, are you feeling them? You see, this is where most fail. They speak abundance with their mouths, but whisper-like in their nervous system. They chant success in the morning, and by afternoon they are worrying about bills. They meditate for 10 minutes, then spend the rest of the day radiating panic, jealousy, guilt, and scarcity. That is not alignment. That is confusion. And the universe does not reward confusion. It rewards clarity. So let us clarify. Your aura is your emotional default, not your peak state, not your performance on a good day, but your average, your baseline. If you want to train your aura to attract wealth, you must raise your baseline vibration, not occasionally, but consistently. And how do you do that? Through emotional hygiene, through the daily disciplined clearing of mental clutter, through the reconditioning of your beliefs, your emotions, and your habits so they are rooted in truth, not trauma. This means you must remove not just the negative thoughts, but the identity addicted to them. You must kill the part of you that needs to be the underdog, the part that clings to struggle as a badge of honor, the part that equates success with disloyalty to your past. That is the emotional infection blocking your signal. So today, ask yourself, who do I become when no one is watching? What frequency do I return to when I'm alone with my thoughts? What energy do I bring into the room before I even open my mouth? If your answer is anything less than certainty, belief, and dignity, then that is the area that requires your devotion. Now, let's move to a foundational principle, not so simple, yet so overlooked. You do not receive what you want. You receive what you believe. Wanting is weak. Belief is powerful. A person who wants success is still anchored in lack. But a person who believes in their success vibrates as if it's already done. And the aura reflects that. It carries the tone of inevitability. That's when people begin to treat you differently. They say, you feel different. They say, something about you has changed. They say, I can't explain it, but I trust you. And they don't even know why. But you know why. It's because you trained your aura to command respect long before you saw results. You became it on the inside before the world could validate it on the outside. And that is the ultimate hack. That is the invisible edge. Now, let me give you a practical law to apply, because philosophy without application is poverty in disguise. Here is the law. Environment is amplifier. Whatever vibration you carry, your environment will amplify it. If you doubt yourself, and you're surrounded by complainers, gossipers, and critics, your self-doubt will multiply. But if you begin to rewire your aura for confidence, and you surround yourself with those who speak life, who move with boldness, who operate in conviction, your signal strengthens tenfold. So train your aura by curating your surroundings. Change your space. Change your company. Change your input. If you spend your days consuming anxiety, you will vibrate anxiety. If you soak in success, you will radiate success. Turn your room into a sanctuary of excellence. Fill it with books, symbols, and visuals that reinforce your future, not your fears. Guard your ears from negativity. Protect your mornings from distraction. Reclaim your nights from emotional drama, because every moment is training your field, and your field is training your results. You are always transmitting. The question island. Are you transmitting on purpose? Let's continue. There is a reason why some people seem to magnetize wealth without effort. It is not luck. It is not inheritance. It is not accident. It is energetic congruence. They speak what they believe. They act how they feel. They move as if it's already real. That level of congruence creates power. It creates certainty. It creates trust. Others feel it, and they want to align. They want to support you, buy from you, invest in you, not because of what you said, but because of how your presence made them feel. This is aura intelligence. People don't invest in plans. They invest in confidence. People don't buy logic. They buy energy. So stop trying to perfect your pitch. Perfect your presence. Stop trying to copy someone else's strategy. Copy their certainty. Copy their energy commitment. Because that's the real blueprint. That's the unspoken advantage. Now let's go deeper. Your aura reflects your relationship with self. If you are at war with yourself, you will be at war with money. If you judge your ambition, you will sabotage your progress. If you question your own worth, the world will echo that doubt. So start within, reparent yourself, rewrite the rules of what you're allowed to want. Give yourself permission to be powerful without apology. Teach your nervous system that expansion is safe. That success is your natural state, not your exception. Because until you believe you're worthy of wealth, you are blocking it. You can hustle all day. You can network and sell and create content, but if the vibration behind all of that is, I don't deserve it, then your results will mirror your fear, not your effort. The universe doesn't reward action, it rewards aligned action. So here's a tool I've taught to many who felt stuck, and it has changed their lives. Every morning, before the noise of the world creeps in, before the phone rings, before the headlines, before the rush, sit with yourself. 5 minutes. That's all. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths and visualize your aura, glowing, brighter, stronger, expanding around you. Now speak to it, command it. Say, I am a magnet for abundance. Say, my presence is wealth. Say, money is safe with me, success flows to me, I am aligned with expansion. Feel these words not as fantasy, but as truth. Practice that feeling until your body believes it. Do this every day for 21 days, and you will begin to notice opportunities showing up without effort. People responding to you with unexpected enthusiasm. Money arriving through channels you never expected. Because your aura will no longer repel it. It will welcome it. It will say, this person is ready. And that is the moment the shift occurs. Now I want to give you one last anchor in this segment. Wealth is not the reward. It is the side effect. The true reward is who you become in the process of aligning your energy. The emotional discipline, the mental clarity, the spiritual confidence, that is the wealth that no one can steal. That is the power no market crash can take away. You see, money is just a messenger. It goes where it feels safe. It flows to clarity. It dances with decisiveness. And when you become the type of person who lives in harmony with success, your aura becomes the invitation. It becomes the contract. And every room you walk into will feel it. You will not need to beg. You will not need to explain. You will not need to chase. You will simply arrive. Because your aura has already negotiated your worth. Let me now reveal something most people never learn in their entire lives. You do not attract what you chase. You attract what you are prepared to receive. It is not your ambition that determines your results, but your readiness. And readiness is not mental, it is energetic. It is emotional. It is spiritual. You do not convince life to hand you riches by talking fast, grinding hard, or networking endlessly. You earn those riches by becoming the person who vibrates at the level of those riches. Money is energy. Power is energy. Opportunities, resources, alliances, all of it is energetic. So the only way to attract what you want is to match the frequency of what you want. And the only way to do that is to train your aura. This is why I say, train your aura like an athlete trains his body. With intention, with devotion, with repetition. You are not entitled to wealth just because you want it. But you are destined for wealth if you embody it, if you live in alignment with it before it ever shows up in your hands. Let me ask you something important. When you walk into a room, what walks in with you? Does your presence speak abundance or insecurity? Does your energy say, I am here to give, or I am desperate to get? Does your posture reflect quiet knowing or silent begging? You see, wealth is not only attracted to belief, it is repelled by desperation. Desperation signals fear, and fear poisons the frequency. It sends out the message, I'm not enough. I don't have enough. I can't hold it. I'm afraid it won't last. And when that becomes your energetic signature, the world responds accordingly. You push people away. You miss timing. You create misfires. But when you carry the opposite, when you breathe certainty, when your aura says, I am already fulfilled and more is welcome, that's when the gates open. That's when life stops resisting and starts delivering. Now you might wonder, how can I train my aura to be that clear, that magnetic? I'll give you the method. It's what I call emotional calibration. It consists of 3 powerful rituals repeated daily. This one, emotional audit. Every morning ask yourself, what am I feeling, and does it serve the person I'm becoming? If the answer is no, reframe it. Don't let an unqualified emotion run your day. Interrupt it. Replace it. Realign. 2, alignment affirmation. Speak to your nervous system. Not to impress, but to rewire. Tell your body how it feels when you're already wealthy. Say, I am safe. I am trusted. I am responsible with abundance. I am a vessel for impact. 3, visualization repetition. Close your eyes. Feel your future self. Not from the outside looking in, but from the inside out. See through his eyes. Move with his posture. Smile with his certainty. Make that identity so familiar that your body begins to adopt it as its own. These 3 rituals done consistently will begin to clean your aura. Like polishing a lens, they remove the fog. They clarify your message. They make you a signal worth following. But beware. This transformation is not always comfortable. When you begin to vibrate at a higher level, the lower frequencies in your life will rebel. You'll see people fall away. Patterns dissolve. Environments grow hostile. That is not punishment, that is proof you're evolving. So don't cling to what is crumbling. Release it. Let your old self die. Because the person you're becoming cannot grow inside the shell of the person you were. Every seed must break to grow. Every identity must crack before it expands. You are not here to be agreeable. You are here to be aligned. Let others misunderstand you. Let them gossip. Let them think you've changed. They are right. You have, because you finally decided to live as who you are, not who they remember. And that courage, that audacity, is what strengthens your aura more than any technique or tool. You want to know how the most powerful people on earth became magnetic? They weren't always confident. They weren't always bold. But they made a decision, a clear, defiant decision, that they would no longer live beneath their potential. They spoke success before they could afford it. They gave value before anyone asked for it. They radiated certainty while still walking through chaos, because their faith was stronger than their fear. And you must do the same. When the bank account says no, your energy must still say yes. When others stop believing in you, you must believe louder. When life delays your dreams, you must hold the vibration. That is how you win. That is how you become unshakable, and that is how your aura becomes your advantage. Now let me speak to a myth that has cost millions their dreams, the lie that confidence comes from evidence. It does not. Confidence comes from decision. If you wait to feel ready before you act, you will never act. If you wait to be validated before you speak, you will never speak. If you wait to be chosen before you commit, you will live in permanent hesitation. So you must decide, right now, I am enough. I am ready. I am the one. Not someday, not when it's perfect, not after permission. Now, That declaration, that raw, defiant choice, that is the seed of all aura mastery. From that place, everything begins to align. You show up differently. You speak with more power. You no longer seek, you signal. And the world responds not because you have something, but because you are something. I'll give you one more method before we close this segment. One of my favorites. It's called energetic pre-play. Here's how it works. Before any important meeting, conversation, decision, or performance, sit still. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine it already went better than expected. Feel the applause. Feel the relief. Feel the confirmation. Then, and this is key, feel who you were in that moment. What were you thinking? How were you moving? What did you radiate? Now take that emotional blueprint and carry it into the real event. This is no fantasy game. This is quantum rehearsal. This is auric training. Because when your body believes the outcome has already happened, you remove fear. You dissolve resistance. You bypass sabotage. You are no longer trying to win. You have already won. And that is the most powerful frequency in the universe. So, here is your challenge. For the next 30 days, do this. Audit your emotions. Affirm your alignment. Visualize your future self. Pre-play every high-stakes moment. And most of all, live from the aura of the person you are becoming. Let others try to figure you out. Let them gossip. Let them hesitate. You won't be waiting, because your aura will be doing the work that your words no longer need to. You will walk into rooms with invisible leverage. You will feel life rearrange itself to meet you. You will witness synchronicity, speed, success, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. You are not a beggar. You are not here to convince. You are a channel for abundance, a match for miracles, a vessel for power. Train your aura until it knows that truth better than your doubt. And when it does, you will no longer chase. You will attract. You will command. You will become. Now, listen closely, because this is where it all comes together. You've been training. You've been shifting your beliefs. You've been visualizing your future self and speaking with the tongue of triumph. But none of it means anything unless you embody it. You don't get to attract wealth by talking about your dreams. You attract wealth by becoming a walking embodiment of belief, by transforming your aura into a magnet so powerful, so refined, so exact in its purpose, that what you desire can no longer resist you. Most people still don't understand this. They ask, how can I make more money? I ask, what is your aura doing to repel it? They ask, how can I find better opportunities? I ask, have you raised your energetic signature to match the quality of those opportunities? You see, the universe is precise. It doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are in harmony with. That's why it's never about doing more. It's about becoming more. Think of your aura like a silent billboard. Everywhere you go, it's broadcasting your frequency. And the people, events, and results that match that frequency, they're already out there, scanning, searching. The question island, when they find you, what are you broadcasting? Is your billboard projecting confidence or confusion? Does your aura declare, I am ready, or whisper, please rescue me? Do you stand for something or blend in with everything? You cannot attract premium outcomes with a low-rent identity. So let's talk identity. Not the name you were given, but the power you claim. Identity is not who you've been. It's who you choose to be now, and again, until the world believes you because you believe you. You've got to become the type of person whose presence solves problems. Not by force, not by manipulation, but by clarity, certainty, and conviction. When your aura says, I am the answer, people come looking for questions to give you. When your energy says, I've done the work, doors open before you knock. This is not arrogance. This is authentic ownership. You're not pretending. You're not faking it. You're remembering what's always been true. There's no more room for self-doubt in the house of success. If your future self were watching you now, would he be proud? Would he recognize you? Or would he wonder what happened to the fire? That fire is still inside you. But fire without direction burns everything. Fire with purpose builds empires. So channel it. And let me give you the 4 elements of a wealthy aura, the building blocks of a magnetic life. 1, certainty. No matter what happens around you, speak and move with intention. Certainty is louder than noise. People trust those who trust themselves. 2, calm. You can't radiate abundance if your energy is chaotic. Practice emotional stillness. Don't react. Respond. Don't beg. Attract. 3, congruence. Your thoughts, words, and actions must agree. You can't affirm wealth and live in scarcity. You can't visualize success and avoid discipline. Alignment isn't optional. It's the key. 4, contribution. If you want to be wealthy, be valuable. Give without keeping score. Solve problems that matter. Show up to serve, not just succeed. This is how you earn the right to receive. These 4 forces, certainty, calm, congruence, and contribution, form the energetic skeleton of every powerful person you've ever admired. They're not lucky. They're aligned. And you can be too. But there's one more truth I must share with you, and it may be the most important of all. Your aura doesn't grow when everything is easy. Your aura grows when you show up while it's hard. When you say, I believe even while trembling. When you lead, even while learning. When you give, even when you feel empty. When you persist, even when you feel forgotten. That's when the invisible world starts moving mountains in your name. The universe watches. It listens. And when you pass the tests of the invisible, it rewards you in the visible. Don't you dare quit 5 minutes before the miracle. Don't you dare dim your light to match a room you've outgrown. You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand in the fire of your own power. And what happens when you do? People start to say, there's something about you. I don't know what it is, but I trust you. I feel drawn to you. That's your aura doing the work. That's the result of your inner training becoming an outer magnet. And you won't need to chase anymore because you've become the type of person who is chased by opportunity. Let's review what you've now learned. You've understood that wealth begins as energy, not effort. You've learned that aura is not mysticism. It's muscle built through repetition, intention, and alignment. You've realized that desperation blocks blessings and calm magnetizes them. You've practiced techniques, emotional audits, alignment affirmations, visualization repetition, and energetic pre-play. You've been introduced to the 4 elements of a magnetic aura: certainty, calm, congruence, and contribution. And most importantly, you've remembered that belief must come before evidence. This is not just a motivational speech. This is a spiritual blueprint, a manual for energetic mastery. So here's my final charge to you. Do not walk back into your life the same. Don't return to low-frequency habits, to small talk, to shrinking. Don't ask the world to validate your worth. Don't beg for crumbs when you were built to bake the feast. Instead, let every room feel your presence. Let every action reflect your alignment. Let every word be forged from conviction, not convenience. And when doubt whispers, and it will, answer with action. When fear shouts, and it will, answer with faith. When they mock your growth, and they will, smile and expand anyway. because you are not becoming something new. You are remembering who you were before the world told you to forget. You were born magnetic. You were born abundant. You were born chosen. Now, finally, it is time to walk as if you know it. The wealth you seek isn't just outside you. It's orbiting you right now, waiting, watching, listening for a frequency it can follow. So set the signal, train your aura, and let the world chase you